Okay, folks, this will be a really challenging one. I don't know if this one's going to come off at all, if it's going to be any good, or if it's going to be absolutely shit. But I do challenge myself a lot. I do put myself a lot under the pump when I'm doing my photocopier art. So I really do have a real sense of challenging myself with what I do. I don't know how this one's going to come off. If it's going to, or if it's going to be a real prolongated one. I don't know how it's going to work. Let's see if we can make it work. It is a piece of someone's iPhone. Somehow this iPhone met a very nasty death, you could say, being smashed up. And I don't know how it got smashed up and why and what was the reason, but it did. So I'm going to make this into something interesting. And we're going to move it around. Hopefully there's some flashes of light from that. Yeah, that's come up better than I thought. I got a bit of a flash there. Bit of a flash. Going to try another one, but basically, yeah, it's a shame, but it happens, you know, things do get broken quite easily and people do get a bit rough. I don't know what happened to this iPhone, why it got smashed up the way that it did, whether the person was angry. Oh yeah, Tim Cook, the CEO, really makes me infuriated. I don't like Tim Cook of the Apple fame. He's a money fucker. And he takes advantage of Apple fans and slaps them with what's being called an Apple tax. And they still buy the products and allow Tim Cook to work his evil magic on them. And they're just treated like they're fucking pawns. And they don't have any idea that this is shit. This is a money-making rort. That Apple... There's been a lot of good raves about this new VR headset that's been released in the last, just a few days ago. But it's so overpriced. It's not there. It's not for the average pundit. It's like $3,400 American, around that price. So don't quote me the exact price, but it was somewhere in the 3,000s. That looks really quite interesting. Not quite what I'm after. So yeah, I really don't have any respect for the CEO. I don't have any respect for Tim Cook. He's an absolute reprehense. He just cares about money. He's definitely not a Steve Jobs. He'll never be a Steve Jobs. He'll never have anything over him. Even though Steve Jobs allegedly entrusted Tim Cook to the Apple empire, you could call it. But I'm not an expert on Apple products, folks. I've only got a couple of Apple products and one of them doesn't work anymore. And the other one's really old and the clock doesn't work. And I'm wondering if I'm going to utilise that or I'm going to make another one. I'm going to keep going until I get a good result. But basically I just don't like Tim Cook and his money fuckery. I mean, the thing is, when you're talking like manufacturing, there's a company that has been subcontracted to Apple. It's called Foxconn. and it's situated in Shenzhen, China, and that's come up looking nice actually. It's situated in a place called Shenzhen, China, and it's where the products are manufactured. And basically, most of the people in that manufacturing facility don't even earn enough money to own their own Apple product, even if they wanted to. And it's a slave shop, and people have been known to suicide, like jumping off the Foxconn building because they're so stressed out and overworked and underpaid. And that's just so not human rights friendly. And I really just get so annoyed at this shit, this money fuckery. That these money fuckers have control over everything, and they don't seem to have any qualms about hurting people in order to make a fucking profit. No, that's not right. That's not acceptable, folks. People should boycott Apple, if that's the case. No, really. I'm sick of it. Fuck. It's all this smoke and mirrors. They seem to think that this VR headset is it looks really silly anyway. Who'd want to wear that in public? Seriously. I mean, it's not practical to have headgear like that in public. It's not practical. I love technology, folks, but I don't... Fuck. My future end game is to redesign the photocopier, and it's got to be done in a way that's good for the planet and good for humanity, including the workers. The workers have got to be paid the right money. We don't want people suiciding. We don't want to have suicide nets installed but not dealing with the problem of why the suicides have happened. So we can't be like Apple, folks. We can't be like Tim Cook. We've got to fucking do something good for the planet and good for the society, and having software upgrades that allegedly slow down the product as well. That's another well-known Apple-ism, you could call it, where the software slows down the performance of the phone, and basically you have to buy a new phone. That's not good for the planet. And all these defects, like the bending iPhone 6 and the so-called touch disease problem, folks, that was associated with that bending problem. There's all sorts of shit that Apple's really got to stand up and take responsibility. It's just so stupid the way the world is so money fucked. Everyone wants to make money. Everyone wants to make dollars. Dollars are nonsense. Well, I revolt against that, folks. And I don't care if Tim Cook wants to sue the pants off me. He can try. He's not going to succeed because he's not as smart as I am. He's a fuckwit. He's an idiot. Money fucker. Money fucker equals stupid. Equals dumb. Equals fucked up. And he's an asshole. And assholes are not winners. They might function like they're winners, but then eventually it catches up with them. And they end up falling on their fucking swords. And they can just go fuck themselves. Apple sucks. I buy Samsung, but let me tell you one thing: Samsung are not perfect either, and I don't follow Samsung. I'm not a fangirl of Samsung, and I'm definitely not a fangirl of Apple, and I'm not even a fangirl of the company that built this photocopier, Konica Minolta. I'm not even a fangirl of Xerox or any other company that builds photocopiers. I used to be a Xerox fan. I used to be a Konica fan. I used to love Canon as well. But I hate them all now. I just use their product and wipe my ass all over it, and that's it. I don't care. I don't actually sit on it. But I'm not saying that I sit on it. I just say metaphorically I wipe my ass all over the companies by making these expose videos that I do. So yeah, what ruined their reputation potentially. I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9 here in Australia, which has proven to be hard, and I don't care what these big companies think of me. They can go fuck themselves. I don't care. Anyway, that's come up better than I thought. I think we can now call this demo quits.